Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss Ministry's 1992 mainstream breakthrough album, and that is Psalm 69, or How to Succeed and How to Suck Eggs, depending, it's both. And the name, of course, comes from Aleister Crowley's The Book of Lies. There's a line in there, How to Succeed and How to Suck Eggs, and Psalm 69 is the 69th psalm in that book, I believe. And then the other weird title for this, the KEO looking thing, it's something to do with a sex act, again, in reference to Aleister Crowley's The Book of Lies. And this record hit like a hydrogen bomb in 1992. Because up until this point, everything, I think the most dangerous things had gotten would be Nirvana and whatever else grunge was tossing at us, as well as Metallica's Black Album was released. Guns N' Roses were kind of gritty, but their music was cleaner sounding. So this coming out, and this record was like dark, and this was severely heavy, and it was from this band called Ministry, who the only point of reference I had for them was the track Stigmata from The Land of Rape and Honey. And this sounded nothing like that, so I was like, oh, I guess this band took their name from that other band, but as it turns out, they were the same band. And it's funny, the same problem fundamentally that I had with The Land of Rape and Honey is the same problem that I have with this, is that the first handful of songs in order are incredibly fun. In this case, they're metal as fuck, and they're fast and thrashy, especially TV2. They're crazy, and they're sample laden, and they're really well played, and they're really well written. They're a little on the long side, I will say that. The NWO, which would be undoubtedly next to Jesus Built My Hot Rod, was the biggest song off this record. It just goes. It's like 5 and some odd minutes, and that's too much. But I love the first half of this record. Like, where are they here? We have NWO, Just One Fix, of course. Oh, Never Trust a Junkie. Just One Fix. TV2, which is like the craziest thing you'll ever hear when you're 12 years old in 1992. Because up until that point, the craziest shit I'd heard was like Cannibal Corpse and Deicide. And that shit's nutty. But that had more of like a sense of structure and purpose to it. Whereas TV2, the only interest that seems to be served there is that somebody wants you to connect the goddamn dots. And it was almost like, it was just madness for the sake of insanity, like, which of course couldn't be further from the truth. But at this point, when as young as I was, I thought like, holy fuck, what is this? Like, I've never heard anything like this in my entire life. And so for this, and then Jesus Built My Hot Rod is just so fun, and it's so catchy that this record just didn't seem like it was going to quit. You had Just One Fix, you had Jesus Built My Hot Rod, you had TV2, you had NWO, and then Scarecrow, Grace, Psalm 69, and Corrosion. And suddenly things get a lot more longer, ambient, industrialized, and I've learned to really appreciate the second half of this record as I got older. I absolutely love Scarecrow. Like, I love Scarecrow. But the energy just stops dead. This record hits them, what the fuck was that? Where's that spider go? Oh, who knows? The energy builds and builds and builds, and then it hits that midpoint, and everything turns sort of sludgy, and it's like it starts to betray itself. And so when I was a kid, I really treated this like it was more of an EP, and I just recorded the handful of songs that I loved, which is the first half of this record, and I just completely shelved the second half of the record because I just felt that it just stole the energy, it stole the mood, the everything that made this record so attractive. When you're 12 years old and you're like satanic metal as fuck, and then there's this record coming out called Psalm 69, and it's like, oh, they've got to be fucking thrown a big fuck you in God's face, so I got to get my hands on this. And it works, and it actually, it's mind-blowing how well it works because of tracks like TV2 and Just One Fix. But then, like I said, it hits that midway point, and it's like, fuck, they put the brakes on. It just didn't translate for me. And it's really disappointing. And even more disappointing is the fact that I had to pretty much become an adult which I suppose you could argue still hasn't happened, but I had to wait till I became an adult to be able to appreciate the second half of this album more, because by this point I'd sort of figured out that, you know, crazier industrial type music isn't always going to stay fast and speedy. You know, like, not all of Skinny Puppy's records are going to be rabies, right? Which was, ironically enough, produced by Al Jourgensen from Ministry. But not all records, not all industrial records are going to be like that. A lot of the times they get a lot quieter and a lot more ambient, a little more noise focused. And I think I saw a spider. Anyways, and that's cool and everything, but not when you're 12. So look, I'm going to go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discussed Ministry's breakthrough album from 1992, and that is Psalm 69, The Way to Succeed and the Way to Suck Eggs. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But please, most importantly, don't forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.